All right, first off, let the people know who you are and what you do.
Al Shaff Washington, Mr. Shaff on the Dirty Bakerz production side, and Al Washington on the IVMM Indie Virtual Music Marketing, although I may have to change that M to media marketing because we do more than just music.
Okay, okay. Where you from?
I'm originally from the Bronx, New York, you know, so shout out Van Ness Avenue, shout out Van Buren, you know, that's my childhood, all right there. And now I'm here in sunny Florida.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. How did you get your name? You know what I'm saying, as far as like Dirty Bakerz?
Dirty Bakerz is actually the name of a font. So I was just typing some stuff out, actually trying to create a logo for a production company I was thinking about, and then I saw Dirty Bakerz, and I was like, that's who I am. Because my samples are never clean samples. My kicks and snares, I get them from other records. They're never clean. So Dirty Bakerz just fit perfectly.
Okay, okay. How did you get into producing?
You know, I've been producing for a long time. From, you know, when I was younger, I came up under Wiz and T-Rock in the Bronx, the Beat Lab. Looking over their shoulder, and then, you know, my cousin Shakim, you know, under him, you know, then from there, in the studios of Jam Master Jay, and then, you know, it carried. Once I came down here, I think I really refined it, my style, with Czarism, you know, and his brother, you know, I make the beats. Them teaching me the program that they had, you know, at the time, that just unlocked everything that I had in my head. And I would say that that was probably the main start of me actually doing what I do.
No doubt, no doubt. If there was one word to describe you, what would it be?
Thinker. I'm always thinking. My mind is always going, always thinking of something creative, always thinking about what's next.
What do you feel is the biggest difference from producing back in the days to producing now?
I think the biggest difference from producing from back in the day to now is you have less equipment. You know, back in the day, you had everything was analog, so you had bigger pieces. The first beat that I ever produced was on 8-track reel.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, editing those, if somebody mess up, cutting tapes or splicing tape, putting it back together and try to make sure you get a clean splice or edit. Up to, you know, moving to a DAT, you know, a 4-track, up to moving to a DAT, up to moving to now digital recording. So I think the biggest difference is you have less equipment to do some amazing things, and I love it.
No doubt, no doubt. What projects have you worked on, and what are you currently working on?
Projects that I worked on, from the marketing side, we did the marketing for Nappy Roots, we did the marketing for Arrested Development, also did the you know, marketing, Paul Porter with his book, Blackout, you know, and then a host of artists, Sidney Poitier with Poitier Music Group, that guy Ike, and you know, Mill, you know, anything Dirty Bakerz. From the production side, produced for RJ Payne, produced for Sadat X, also produced a record with Mickey Fax. Also, you know, coming up under the Lords of the Underground, Lord Gang for Life, the General Do It All. You know, so T-Rex, you know,
no doubt,
who's
no doubt.
you know, definitely an amazing artist, and he's actually on the record with Sadat X.
No doubt, no doubt. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I'm a grandpa, y'all. I see myself nice and retired.
What's one of the hardest challenges you had to face in this game, and how did it make you feel?
I think one of the hardest challenges that I had to face in this game was just people gatekeeping and shutting doors and not sharing, knowledge or information. But I think I needed those things in order for me to learn what I learn now. Take myself to school. I'm an alumni of Berkeley. And just being a sponge for knowledge. So. I don't take nothing away from anything that didn't happen for me, because I believe if it didn't happen for me, or if I didn't learn it, or if I didn't make that connection, I probably didn't need it. Now I think I've learned what I needed to learn from the right people, from the right sources, and it also helps when I'm helping someone else because I don't learn their bad behaviors.
Yeah, no doubt. So if the youth was to ask you for advice, you know what I'm saying, as far as getting into music or marketing, you know what I'm saying, I know that's probably two different lanes. What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, the advice I give, and I think that works for both lanes, is one, it's always best to be yourself. I know we see a lot of things on TV, we get a lot of input of what we think that the industry is looking for or what people is looking for, but if you're always yourself and you're your true self, that's the easiest thing that you can do, whatever you do. So if you're true to how you want to market people, how you want to bring things to people's attention, be yourself in how you do it. I know there's a lot of trends out there. You see things, do this on TikTok or whatever. You know what? Do your version of that.
Yeah.
And be a trendsetter, not a trend follower.
No doubt, no doubt. If there's something you could take back and do differently that you already done, what would it be?
Actually, nothing. I think everything, good or bad, led up to this point. And, at the end of the day, I'm happy. I'm happy with who I'm with. I'm happy with what I've done. I'm happy with what I do, and who I do it for. I'm happy personally in life, and I'm also happy professionally. So actually, I wouldn't take nothing back. I'm at a point where I'm completely happy.
No doubt. So what should people be looking out for? What you got coming up? You know what I'm saying?
Sidney Poitier, equestrian pedestrian. Definitely be on the lookout for that. Buy the vinyl. Support, guys. We can't do this without support. These artists make incredible music, and they got vinyl out there. They got things for sale. In order for us to get that and continue to get that to the masses, we need your help in getting those things. So. Artists, they love to create, they bear their soul. This is probably Sidney Poitier's most, I would say vulnerable album that I've ever heard from, Sidney Poitier. And he's talking about some real things, man. We came together on a children's book from one of the songs from the album, When You Know You're a Star. Right now that's in the process of actually being built. Working on that guy Ike, he's in the lab producing. The guys are opening up for Boldy James, November 22nd. So Clockwork, Griselda, Benny the Butcher, those guys, that's all that. Working with T-Rex on an incredible album called Elemental. Make sure you support it. Working with, my guy Mill, who's doing some amazing things.
Definitely.
Polo Baby Flacco. Low Life, so yeah, just trying to do some amazing things. We got our own thing, home team that we got coming up. So
no doubt.
This is a band of my favorite rappers and my closest friends coming together just to put something and give something to the masses.
No doubt. Who are some of your favorite producers?
Oh, wow. Favorite producers. Believe it or not, I'm kind of a little nerd. Gershwin is one of my favorite producers. I also love that from the hip hop sect. Of course, you got the Premier, you got the RZA, you got the Pharrell, who's an incredible producer. Easy Moby is one of my favorite producers. Marley Marl. It's one of my favorite producers. So, I have a lot. As far as like new producers, Hit Boy. I love what Hit Boy did for hip hop.
Okay.
Alchemist, Conductor Williams, oh, you know, incredible producers. No ID,
Okay.
you know, Jay Dilla.
What do you feel you bring differently to marketing?
You know what? I think I bring a real approach to marketing. I'm Dirty Bakerz through and through. So my edits may not be clean. My cuts may not be clean. But you know what? This is the rawest, most authentic version of whatever it is I'm bringing to the masses coming, you know, right to you. So it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be polished, but it's going to be real. It's going to be tangible too. So it's not going to be digital. If I bring it to you digitally, guarantee you it's probably a product that you can actually tangibly get in your hands and have. So yeah, you know, I try to bring something as authentic and as real as I can.
One thing that I always admire about you, I'd like to ask you about, with everything that you got going on, how do you keep yourself balanced between, you know, family, music, marketing, you know what I'm saying, all of that stuff? How do you keep balance? What keeps you grounded?
You know what? When you got to be home, you know, and be there full-fledged. You know, you got to turn off the technology. You got to spend time with the people that you do this for. And I do everything for my family, from my kids to my grandkids, my wife, you know, my nieces and nephews, my brothers, my sisters, my mom and my dad, you know, my friends who are like my brothers. You know, I would feel bad if I let T-Rex down. And that's real talk. So anything that I do, I try to make sure I keep things like that in mind. I'm not going to let my brother T-Rex down. I'm not going to let my brother Ike down. I'm not going to let Sidney Poitier down. So I try to, you know, make sure that I get the proper rest that I need when I need it. So if I tell these guys, hey, I'm not feeling well, but I'll be back at it, you know, I think I have a relationship with people where they give me that space to just get myself better and then come out and do what I got to do.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, go ahead and let the people know how to get in touch with you, you know what I'm saying, how to contact you. Give whatever shout outs you would like to give, and thank you for being, you know what I'm saying, sitting with Rex, you know what I'm saying, rocking with your boy.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. You know, at WE, the letter R, IVMM on Instagram. I think I'm at IVMM on TikTok. The links are all in the bio. As far as, you know, shouts out anybody that I'm working with currently, and hopefully anyone that's looking at this that's looking to work with somebody. You know, it's a team sport. I know everybody says, oh, hip hop is competitive. I say that everything is a team sport. And yeah, you can have some competition, but you need a team, and we're that team. You know, so, you know, hit us up, let us know, you know, what we can do to help and bring things to the forefront. Shout out DJ Mega. You know, DJ Mega is, you know, now, you know, one of our, you know, amazing clients, and he's trusting us with his brand. Shout out Sidney Poitier. Shout out Best One. Shout out Iceberg Snub. Shout out my boy Big Will over in Georgia. Will Soul III. Shout out Am I Am. You know, shout out that guy Ike, T-Rex, Mill. D-Light trusted me with his brand, and I appreciate that so much. Shout out C-Style, you know. Yeah, shout out hip-hop. Shout out the human nature, humans, you know, the world. Shout out love.
All right, appreciate you, man. You know what it is. Same with Rex, let's go.
Yeah.